And then so the next thing I want to kind of cover is stop simply being reactive in responding to emails and start creating a process. This is where systems need to start being duplicatable. Think about, I've heard, FMs and PMs say like my inbox, I got 150 unread emails. Okay, you need to start creating a system. Whether it's like, hey, if there's a work order coming in, make sure you title it this, and it will go in and filter it and filter into a folder that you look at certain times of the day. Okay, like maybe you look at it at like 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon or whatever it is. But that's what you do, because then you have something else to manage. But what I'm getting to is that you want to understand that you don't want to be reactive. You want to create systems so that it just follows through. So like maybe take one day out of the week, or 1 or 2 days out of the month or something like that, to step back from everything and look at the big picture. Step back from everything. And this is your time of planning. Be like, okay, this month we had a lot of things going on with this, and it only happened in these locations and these vendors. Let's evaluate this really quick and see what can we do to fix this. When you do that and you take a step back, you're going to have a more clear mind on how to address it. And I did this countlessly when I was running my business for 11 years. I would sit back and look at, okay, we're not getting enough leads. Okay, leads meaning we're not getting enough inquiries about our business. So I need to take a step back and figure out why we're not getting enough leads. All right, so is it this? Okay, so our website's getting us 15 leads. That's good. But maybe I need to be doing a few more things to kind of get us up to that 20 to 30 mark that we're always looking for. As we continue to do that, taking a step back and then saying, okay, where can we reallocate, funds to fix this, to get more leads in this area? Do you see what I'm trying to get to? Taking a step back allows you to evaluate all that stuff. People that I've heard, CEOs, high-level executives, will only respond to emails twice a day. Okay, it'll be one early in the morning and then in the afternoon right before they leave. That's it. And that's their time to respond to emails. So you might want to create a system based off of how emails are coming in, because I guarantee that you can put a lot of those emails in the buckets, if you will. Those problems can be put in the buckets. You can't tell me that they're all different, okay? There are things that are similar about them and how you address, and using the same protocol is almost the same, okay? So, the fires that are overwhelming you, find a way to take control of it. The tasks that are just mundane, find a way to delegate it, okay? Things that you're like, I got to do this, delegate it. Give it to somebody else. Create a system, give it to somebody else. Like, this is how you do it every single time. And then give it to somebody else, all right? The projects that need your direct attention, start figuring out how it can be systemized, okay? And so, maybe it's something like, this is what I need you to do, follow these procedures. If anything goes above that or beyond that, contact me. And so you're setting expectations, you're giving them leadway to actually figure out the business, if you will. And then begin to prioritize accordingly. By taking that day step back, that once a week or once every 2 months step back, you can then start really figuring out how to fix your business, okay? How to fix your facilities, how to empower your team, how to make sure that your vendors are working to the highest level that you expect, all this stuff. But it all starts with systems that you have to create, okay? Now, you're probably wondering, well, how the hell do I create systems if I don't even know what I'm doing? It's easy, man. Documentation. Document your journey, okay? This is where systems, processes, and automations begin, all right? This documentation, your journey, is the best way to create systems. And in today's day, it's even easier. What do you think I'm doing right now? I'm documenting my journey, okay? I'm documenting podcasts, and then I'm going to put it onto the internet, and I'm going to set expectations on how to do this. That is documenting, okay? So you video record your information. Record yourself speaking into a camera. And if you say, well, I'm not good at a camera, you're probably good at talking to yourself in a camera. And at the end of the day, you're in charge of your business, so you got to get over this kind of stuff. You're not even talking live. You're just talking to a recorded camera, okay? Like this right now is not even live. This is recorded, all right? So document your journey. Record this while speaking into a camera. Then edit the video. You can use, if you have a Mac, You can use iMovie or any other phone app. All right, so get your phone and document what you're doing. All right, so right now I'm working on is how to do this, and this is how you want to do this, and this is why I do this, and this is why I do this, and this is why I do this. Document every step. You don't have to write it out. Video it. All right. A lot of people are consuming information via video a lot faster, easier, and they're able to transcribe that information, get it into their brain, and then execute it versus sitting down reading like 3 pages of documentation. And like, what are they referring to? Can they show me? The video will actually show you everything because you can literally say, this is what I'm working on. You see what's going on. This is how I want it done. That sort of stuff. And then it trains you, your mind, to say, hey, actually, there's a more efficient way of doing it. It's easier to update, all right? Once you've edited the video, you can create a YouTube channel. You're like, why the hell would I create a YouTube channel? So that your team can follow those systems and procedures. So that your vendors, your employees, can follow certain systems and procedures that you expect. Get a YouTube channel and start uploading the information on there. You can make it private if you want to, okay? Because that's the joy about YouTube. We can make it public. It's up to you. And you just upload the information. And then you can give certain links to certain people that need information on how to do something. So instead of, and then you can give them access to an entire library. You can segment that you know, for HVAC stuff, look at these videos. For refrigeration stuff, look at these videos. For flooring stuff, look at these videos. For lighting stuff, look at these videos. Do you see what I'm trying to say? You could segment them into buckets, all right? And then all of a sudden you address them and you're like, well, what about the ones that I don't know about? Look at your emails and then reply back, you know, with a video, not to them necessarily, and how you would address that because you've seen it numerous times. Use that documentation as a way of creating your systems. Once you upload it into YouTube, you can push this to any other social media platform. What you could also leverage is Facebook groups. This is, you know, just actually came off the top of my head right now. All right, you're like, what would I do on Facebook groups? I'm not on Facebook very much. And, you know, this is not business. I don't care. Get your team on a Facebook group and you can communicate on there. That's another way of leveraging technology, okay? Because businesses use this to win business. You should use this to systemize your business, okay? So what I want you guys to understand is that once you get all this stuff done, send links to certain portions of these videos, all right? Pretty simple stuff, guys. So to expand this, you can make tasks, easier tasks can be managed by store managers. So, you know, basically if there's ways of you empowering store managers, you should create videos to have them do this so they don't have to call you or email you. That's going to start cutting back on the emailing for you or calling. And then you give them links on how to fix these things. You know, hey, this is a common thing. This is how you fix it. Empower your team so that they take action, so that you can manage the big picture. That's what you want to work on, all right? And so another thing that you can do is you can create an onboarding video for new vendors. And so when you sign on with a new flooring company, be like, these are our expectations at ABC Inc. You need to be able to be doing this, this, and this every single week or every single month or whatever it is. Whenever you go in to replace floors, we expect you to be doing this. You see what I'm trying to get to? And say, hey, we have an onboarding video that I've created for my team that anytime we onboard someone that's going to help us with flooring, they need to follow these procedures. Can you please watch it? And once you do, let me know if you have any questions and require it. And so if they don't follow certain things that you required in that onboarding video, cut them. Move on to the next one. So I'm getting to is like create systems to where you can make easier decisions as opposed to like, I got to do this next. It's all about the systems. So how to create facility or property management systems is use the documentation, as I mentioned, as a starting point, all right? Determine if a task is repeatable. If a task is repeatable, then what you want to do is you want to say, okay, I'll create a video for this, all right? If it's a repeatable task, I'll create a video and then I'll delegate it to somebody else, all right? That's very critical to understand. If it's a repeatable task, then delegate it to somebody else, all right? Then you can check in with that person as needed based on the task that you kind of created for them. Be like, hey, did you do this? Once you figure those sort of things that it's repeatable, and then you know you can create a system out of it by creating a video, then set KPIs. All right, key performance indicators. Set KPIs and expectations in handling this entire thing. So if for instance, you know, a KPI, for instance, for the HVAC and refrigeration could be like an NTE, not to exceed. That could be a KPI. Or how quickly they respond, or how quickly they address the problem. Like, do you see what I'm trying to get to? Like, set KPIs that are realistic. Don't just go out and like invent stuff. Like, kind of see how long it takes certain things. But like, all right, we're going to start setting KPIs. It's taking most vendors 4 hours, but can we do 3 hours because that could help us do this, this, and this? Try it. I'm getting to is that if you don't track this stuff, you can't see if you're doing good or bad. All right, you're being responsive or reactive, all right, as opposed to taking action ahead of time. If it's not a repeatable task, continue the documentation journey still. All right, even if it's not repeatable, continue the documentation journey. So record it. Still, if something, and it could come up, and then you send it to somebody. But continue to document this. Eventually, you'll have enough data to delegate the task. All right. So don't sit there and be like, well, this is a one-off. I'll just do it. No, document what you did. All right, it's very important that you do this. The documentation is going to take time because you're not used to it. But after a while, it'll be like this. It'll be cake. All right. And then all tasks should have some sort of flow chart from beginning, middle, and end. Everything. Like, this is how this comes in, and then it goes into this, and it goes into this. It should flow. Okay. And that's really critical as well, too. Like, if you document it and then you delegate it, everything should have a way it's all flowing, all right? Now, I'm getting close to kind of my cutoff time that I want to have here, but what I want to do is I want to get into this last part, or the second to last part, is getting active on social media. And this is critical. I go, look, I understand as facility and property managers, you are not just sitting around twiddling, and you might look at social media as it's just for me to talk to people and just like, BS with other people that I went to high school with. That's how you might look at it. But as a business owner, I don't look at it that way. I look at social media as finding and expanding my network of contacts so that I can find someone to help me with certain things that I need, all right, or resources, or even, ways of creating relationships to eventually win business, okay? Look at social media differently. So forward-thinking vendors will have an online and social presence. Not just a website and just a Facebook business page, but a presence. They're constantly delivering value. They're constantly putting stuff out there. And if they say, well, our business isn't on Facebook, there's over let me rephrase that. There's over 2 billion users using Facebook on a daily basis. You cannot tell me that their customer is not on Facebook. LinkedIn, same concept. I don't know how many they have. I haven't checked the stats recently, but they have a lot of business professionals, which are going to be your facility and property managers. You need to be leveraging social platforms, okay? Because if you start seeing some of these vendors getting active, their presence is there, you can communicate with these people. You can literally, type a message. Hey, I've been seeing your stuff for the past 3 months. I'm curious, what does this do? Or how does this help me? Or I need help with this. And you can have a dialogue with these companies. And then eventually you can hire them on to be one of your vendors. My point being is that if you're not active on social media, you can't find these people. All right. So use social media to your power in a business aspect. I do that, okay? And that's how I've also won business. Post your needs, post your successes, your problems, etc. on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever. Post those things, And if you're like, well, what if my vendor finds out that I'm looking for somebody else? Well, then maybe they should get their act together. Do you see what I'm trying to get to? So, post those things. Be like, hey, location in Chicago at store 621 is doing great. Thanks a lot to ABC vendor. Give them credit. And you're like, why would I do that? Because what that does is that's a recommendation, okay? That helps them continue to do well because they want to make you happy. They want to keep your business, okay? And on top of that, other companies that you may not even know that you might need might see that and they're like, interesting. I wonder if they need flooring service. I wonder if they need lighting service. I wonder if you see what I'm trying to get to? And they'll start reaching out to you and you're like, well, I don't want people to reach out to me. You do actually. Again, don't you want employees to be applying for your job that may not exist because they're like, man, this would be a really cool place to work? Take applications. take applications so that you can start sifting through the ones that you think are going to be the best fit for your business. Always take applications. I always took applications all the time. Didn't matter if you were fit or not, because something can change down the road. Okay. Other parts that I want to kind of cover here is, let's see. So accepting connections and friend requests from vendors. You should do this. This should be huge. All right. If it's the vendor itself or it's a person that works for that company, you should accept these connections. You need to expand your connection list so that they can see what they're looking for and you can see what you need. Okay. Because then you can do research on them. You can see, like, all right, let's see if these guys are really that good. And then you can start reaching out to all their contacts. Be like, hey, I see that you've been working with ABC, heating and cooling. What is that you like about them? And you can actually contact these people that are working with them, like that's their vendor. It's by reaching out and connecting with these, like you can start figuring out who's going to be a fit for your business. Okay, find out. So once you accept these, like it doesn't hurt to kind of essentially know if they're good at this or they're bad at this or whatever it is, but they're future employees. Find out other building managers or social media to develop a community. So you want to connect with other facility managers. You want to connect with other building managers, other property managers, and you can create a Facebook group. It might be in your state. It might be in your region. It doesn't matter. But find them, connect, and then create your own community. All right? You don't have to invite vendors if you don't want to. Maybe it's just a way that you guys strategize or vet or whatever it is. But my point being is that like you want to be part of a community of other people. Don't just be connected to these. I love Connects and I love like Specs and all these other companies that create that same thing, but create your own. All right. Be part of a group that's only for people that are in this location, and that's it. Like that's how you're going to help grow your network. All right. And then participate in group discussions. Don't just sit there and don't say anything. Add value. All right. Share stuff. Like I'm doing these podcasts. I'm trying to add value, but share information. It's important that you do this. All right. So if a question comes up, chime in. Don't say, oh, I don't have time right now. No, chime in. It could take you probably 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes to chime in on something. But as you do that, people say that you're an active person in whatever it is, and you have knowledge in those areas. That's what I'm doing. I'm now getting people calling me about how to do marketing and sales in the HVAC industry. And I will add this, all right, and this is not probably a good thing or a bad thing, but I've only been in this industry for 11 months since I've actually started working at CMI Mechanical. But the difference with me and then everybody else is this. I have great communication skills, okay? I can relate to customers. I'm very good at sales. I'm amazing at it, and I know exactly how to market. Those things allow me to feel comfortable selling HVAC and refrigeration services to almost anybody, all right? And then once it gets technical, where I have to have a person that is really into the mechanical stuff, great. I bring someone else that's an expert. I'm okay with that. What I'm trying to get to is that I know where to deliver value, and that's where I want to focus on. So I put my information out on the internet, on social media, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, about how to improve on selling, how to improve on marketing, and how to do this, and what I did for this. That helps. Then people start looking at me as a resource, okay? The last part I want to kind of cover is self-education, all right? You need to have the actual want to self-educate. You need to take time to do this, like a lot of time, all right? That's the only way you're going to actually improve running your business, your facility, your properties, all right? Listen to podcasts about facilities. Listen to my podcast, or listen to podcasts about leadership or entrepreneurship. And you're like, well, that's not directly to what it is, because you are leading a team. You are running a business. Learn about that and then take a little information and how to apply it to your business. I promise you, you will become a better facility or property manager by simply doing those little things of reading or listening to podcasts, all right? And you're like, what podcast should I listen to? There's a slew of them. Go to Apple Podcasts and start looking at them. Look at their ratings, read their reviews, and then start downloading them. If you don't like it, go to the next one. It's like hiring and firing employees. All right. Listen to audiobooks. I would suggest listen to audiobooks about leadership. All right. About systemization, like systems, processes, that sort of stuff, like operations, and then entrepreneurship. Those three things. I would suggest those three things. All right. Audiobooks, I do it when I'm driving to work every day. My drive to work is roughly 35 minutes. My drive home is like an hour. So I listen to about an hour and a half to 2 hours of audiobook time going to and from work every single day. Okay? That helps me. I listen to audiobooks when I work out. All right? You have downtime. Listen to books. All right? Watch YouTube videos about leadership, facilities, systems, entrepreneurship, or create your own. Like you're in the documentation process, create it. You can become an expert in this. And then people will start seeking you on how to do something. You see what I'm trying to get to? Like, find ways to just educate. Because I can tell you this right now, when you teach someone how to do something, you become better at what you're doing. So mentor, educate, help other people out. So that's kind of what I recommend is those kind of self-education things, all right? And the final thing that I want to kind of tell you guys are some apps and SaaS products. SaaS stands for software as a service, okay? Software would be like a Trello or Calendly or something like that. So these are some things that will help you keep organized. And these can be expensed by your company, all right? Trello is a really good task-oriented software product, all right? It's on your phone and it's also on the computer. It's Trello, Trello, all right? Just Google it. It's an amazing product to basically say, okay, who's working on this? Okay, who have you delegated what? What is the progress of something and is it finished? And you do that. Slack is a great way of increasing communication and keeping your inbox empty so that your inbox is only on stuff that's like really important. Slack could be like, you can have certain people on a communication channel at a store location. Okay, and then you can have, and it's everything that's going on in there, and it's all documented. It's a great way of keeping internal communication. It eliminates email. Slack is huge in the technology space and other businesses that are venturing out of technology. So if you're like, well, we're not technology, stop thinking narrow-minded and take advantage of the technology that's around there today, okay? Use Calendly, all right? CALENDLY.com. Oh, for Slack, it's Slack, like literally like a slacker, slack.com. It's going to be your online calendar system to set appointments, run your business on a calendar, all right? Voxer is a really cool tool as well too, Voxer. Voxer is a phone app, and it's basically like walkie-talkies, all right? So you can have facility managers on there, you can have like your assistants, you can have store managers, and they can box you and be like, hey, store 621 in Chicago is having this issue. Can you give me a call when you get a chance? And you can address all these boxes as needed. So, but again, set up systems on when people would be using these products. Don't just get all these tools, be like, all right, free for all. All right, and the last one is D7 Lead Finder, D7 Lead Finder. All right, just Google that. That's going to help you find industries for your cities that you might need to hire people for. So I hope this stuff was very valuable. I literally dumped a lot of information that was really unique and different, but could really make your facility and property run smoothly better than you could ever imagine. At the end of the day, guys, like if you end up working with us, CMI Mechanical, for any of your national or regional work for HVAC or refrigerating services, great. I'm happy about that. If you don't, I'm okay with that too, because you might be happy with who you use. But I've given you other systems that allows you to figure some stuff out. Maybe down in the future, things might change. You want to expand or try some other people out, and you're like, you know what, let's give that Javier guy a call. We'd love to have that conversation. But what I want to do is I want to give you value to make your business better, okay? So I hope you guys found this very enjoyable and you actually liked it. If you did, please share. I'm going to make this public everywhere, obviously, and just help people learn more about how to improve their facility and property management, all right? Again, guys, this is Javier Lozano Jr. with CMI Mechanical. I'm your host for Facility and Property Management Secrets Radio, If you have any questions, feel free to just send me a message on LinkedIn. I'm very active on there. On Facebook, I'm very active on there. You can find me, trust me. All right, just Google my full name. All right, and we look forward to talking to you guys in the future. Thanks a lot.